So that's where we've got to. I'm quite impressed. I'm not very good at cameras, so I hope you can see how far I've done. I think I've done about 12 OK type squares. It's quite interesting actually looking at the squares from the beginning to the squares that I'm now managing. This is one of the first ones that we did, and this is one of the more recent ones, and look at the difference in size. Tension is a big issue, I think, for me, and I think gradually as I get a little bit more picky as to how good these are, I'm going to have to go back and redo a load. So really interesting following what you're saying on Facebook and how you're getting on. Some people are finding it more tricky than others to remember the stitches, number of stitches per row, which is actually really good to hear because it means that I'm not alone in my problems that I've been having. Someone was really very helpful with the moss stitch and saying how it's just a case of practice over a few years, and I'm really beginning to find that actually the more I do, the quicker and the better I seem to get. The big issue for me is still tension. I've started work on our most recent square which we've got to do, which is this mini checkerboard square, and actually this is my best one I've done so far. One we did a few back, and it's okay, it's not too bad. I think it's about the right width. So I'm just going to show you how I've been getting on. So you start by casting off 30 stitches, which isn't too difficult, and then basically you knit 3, then purl 3, and you do that 4 times, and then you reverse it. So we knitted here, so then you purl 3, knit 3, then this is knit 3, purl 3, purl 3, knit 3, knit 3, purl 3, purl 3, knit 3, knit 3, purl 3. So now I'm on the purl. So I'm going to try and knit as I speak, which has not been very successful in the past. So I'm purling now. So I'm going to do 3 of those. 1, 2, that's the wool coming across the front of the needle rather around the back. And then you move the wool to the back, and you then knit going around the back of the needle. You do 3 of those, 2, 3, and then you bring the wool to the front, and you just keep on doing that until you get to the end. Now, because you only have to count to 3, I haven't found this particularly difficult. What I have found, and I'd be really interested if anyone's found a fail-safe method here, is how I'm holding the wool at this end of my hand. I'm not very good at actually holding it there. So I've tried to follow what it says in the magazine, but it always seems to slip out. And then when I change my knit to my purl, I then forget how I've been holding it. And I think this could be the key actually to how I get the tension right. You can still see I'm a bit all fingers and thumbs, my needle's going all over the place, but I'm coming towards the end of it now, and you'll be able to see hopefully by the end that you end up with quite a nice little line of stitches, and then you just repeat that 4 more times for each one, and then you do it again, but you just reverse your order. So you can see that actually isn't a particularly difficult one to try and master, and then gradually you can see it's coming out as a mini checkerboard. We've already done one checkerboard, and it was in blue, so you can see the difference. That one's got a few more stitches in it than that one, but I like this one. It's a really nice effect, and it just looks a little bit more detailed, but in actual fact it's quite easy. So I'm going to keep on going, and I'll show you how I manage when I get to the end. I'm nearly there, so it shouldn't take too long.